Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2022 NFL preview video. Today, I'm breaking down the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, if you're new to my channel, it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Join the growing community of football junkies and fans of all 32 NFL teams. Now, here's how my videos work. I'm going to start off with 3 things I like about the Steelers. Then I'm going to give you 3 things I don't like. Then I'm going to break down the schedule, go over the yearly win total odds, and at the end, I'm going to put action down on the Steelers. So let's kick this off. 3 things I like about the Pittsburgh Steelers. First thing I love about the Pittsburgh Steelers is Najee Harris. This is one of my favorite players in the NFL. Last year, I made a video regarding the Steelers, same exact video I'm doing now, and I said, don't be surprised if Najee Harris gets 400 touches as a rookie. I was close. He had 381. 0 fumbles, by the way. This year, he came to training camp with an extra 15 pounds of muscle, and I absolutely love this. He knows that he's not a big play type of guy. He's more of a move the chains type of player. Out of those 381 touches, he was second on the team with 74 receptions. And trust me on this, NFL defensive backs are going to hate tackling Najee Harris, and that's something I think the Steelers are really planning on doing, is getting him more involved in the passing game. At 245 pounds, not only is he a threat to move the chains in between the tacklers to get him out on a screen pass, and defensive backs are going to have a nightmare. There's players I like in the NFL, and then there's players I love. I love Najee Harris. Second thing I like about the Pittsburgh Steelers is the front 7 improvement. This offseason, the Steelers brought in Brian Flores to be a linebacker coach / senior assistant. And I thought this was just a brilliant move. And along with Flores, you bring in Myles Jack. Now, Myles Jack, if anybody needed to change the scenery, it's Myles Jack. I always liked this guy. Coming out of college, he played both linebacker and running back. And some people thought, coming into the draft, this might be a guy you want to play at safety. He had that type of athleticism. And in my opinion, Jacksonville never really used him right. His last 2 years, he had some good seasons, but he never really blossomed into that special player that I thought he had the potential to be. However, him and Devin Bush, I think, are just going to be nightmares as 3-down linebackers on the Steelers defense. And then another real under-the-radar move the Steelers did was sign Larry Ojanabi, and I'm probably butchering that name. I apologize, but they signed him from Cincinnati. He spent his first couple years in Cleveland, came to Cincinnati last year, and really helped that defense out. He was a big reason why that Bengals defense took a big step up, had 7.5 sacks, and was really good against the run. And this is a really damn good player, and I love when NFL teams poach starters from division rivals. Not only you add to your team, you subtract from the team that went to the Super Bowl last year in the Bengals. Third thing I like about the Pittsburgh Steelers is Mike Tomlin, in his first 15 years as an NFL head coach, has never had a losing season. I'm always floored when people don't consider Mike Tomlin as one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, but never having a losing season is something that's just absolutely insane, and I don't think that it's really appreciated as much as it should be. The never having a losing season is going to come up again later in this video, but just to recap the 3 things I like about the Pittsburgh Steelers: Najee Harris, the front 7 improvement, and a head coach who in 15 years has never had a losing season. Now, 3 things I don't like about the Pittsburgh Steelers. First thing I don't like about the Steelers is the NFL's worst run defense in 2021. Not only were they last in yards, they were last in yards per carry. And injuries had something to do with it. Don't get me wrong, Steelers had some injuries. But when you're dead last in rushing yards, and it's an all-time Steelers record, not a record you want to have, it's a major red flag going into 2022. Now, I do like the fact that they made some improvements and brought in Brian Flores, but this is still a major red flag. The second thing I don't like about the Steelers is the quarterback situation. Now, Big Ben's numbers really weren't terrible last year, but if you watched him play, especially like me, where you watched his whole career, you could tell last year he just wasn't the same guy. But replacing a Hall of Fame quarterback is never easy. I mentioned Tomlin never having a losing record. Belichick and Brady worked together for 20 years, never had a losing record. And in Belichick's first year without Brady, he had a losing record. Now, Tomlin's had a future Hall of Fame quarterback his whole time in Pittsburgh. So what's he going to do his first year without that Hall of Fame quarterback? to help him out. Now, I like what the Steelers are doing with the quarterback situation. I think Trubisky is going to be just fine. I think he's going to have a better year than a lot of people think. And I love the fact that they drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round. And I like that they're going to make him sit for a year. Now, this is a topic for debate, but I think it's important to have quarterbacks sit for a season. Some people don't believe that. Some people do. I'm somebody who believes that if you draft a quarterback, have them sit for at least 1 year. Again, that's up for debate, but that's just my opinion. The third thing I don't like about the Pittsburgh Steelers is their corners. It appears the Steelers' starting two corners are going to be Levi Wallace and Cameron Sutton. Wallace signed a 2-year, $8 million deal coming over from Buffalo. And Buffalo didn't even really try to re-sign Wallace. They're actually just replacing him with a rookie. And Sutton at best is really just a solid number 2 corner, and that's kind of Wallace's ceiling. Sutton's on the second year of a 2-year, $9 million deal. So just the fact that the Steelers organization didn't put a lot of money into either one of these corners is kind of indicative of what they think of these guys. And let me throw out some numbers here. 30 out of 39 for 404 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The 1 interception, by the way, was by Devin Bush, not a member of the secondary. And that's what Patrick Mahomes did against the Steelers secondary last year. And then Levi Wallace, who was the Bills starting corner for the Chiefs' next playoff game, Mahomes went 33 out of 44 for 378 yards and 3 touchdowns. Why do I bring that up? Because if your goal is to get to the Super Bowl in the AFC, you'll probably have to run into Patrick Mahomes again, and you're not going to be able to beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes with these two guys as your starting corners. Now, in the regular season, it might be okay. You'll probably make the playoffs, but are you going to advance in the playoffs with these two guys? The answer is no. How do I know it didn't work last year? So just to recap the 3 things I don't like about the Steelers, the worst running defense in 2021, the quarterback situation, and the corners. Now, let's go over the schedule. I'm going to reveal the yearly win total odds, and then I'm going to let you know if I'm going to put action down on the Steelers. Now, the Steelers have a tough start to open the season. You get 2 divisional road games, and then in between that, you host the New England Patriots. Now, I do like that you go to Cleveland week 3. As I'm making this video, Deshaun Watson's on a 6-week suspension. That's, of course, subject to change. But as of right now, you're playing Cleveland in Cleveland without Watson, so that's a nice little advantage. And then week 4, you play the Jets after you get a few extra days rest from that Thursday night game. The Jets week 3 play Cincinnati, which you already faced week 1. So you not only get a few extra days rest, you get to see the Jets play an opponent you already faced. Now, for an experienced coaching staff like the Steelers have, this is a major advantage. And unfortunately, they're going to need that advantage because the next 4 games are brutal. You get 3 on the road, and the 1 game you get at home is against Tampa Bay, so that's a tough one. Basically, going into the bye, I think 3 wins might be all you could ask for. Now, you do get a nice advantage week 9 because you get a bye week 9. The Saints play Baltimore on Monday Night Football week 9. So while you get an extra week worth of rest, the Saints travel to Pittsburgh on a shortened work week, being that they played on Monday night. And then you get a home game before then you get a home game with the Bengals, followed by 2 road games. And I like that the final 5 games of the season, 3 are at home. And what I really see going into these final 5 games is I think you're looking at 5 or 6 wins. And while I think Carolina is winnable, out of these other 4 games, can you see 2 or 3 wins here? Because you're probably going to need 2 or 3 wins in these final 5 games to make the playoffs. And bottom line, I'm not sure if this team's going to make the playoffs because I see 9 or 10 wins here. But I do see Tomlin's streak of not having a losing season staying intact. Why is this so important? Well, Caesars and Barstool has the yearly win total odds at 7.5 with action more on the under. The general betting public really likes under 7.5 wins for the Steelers. The Caesars Sports app actually has an alternative bet line at 8.5, Or if you bet over 8.5 wins for the Steelers, it's plus 205, which means a $100 wager will win you $205. And I will be putting action on both of those lines because I see the Steelers as a 9-10 win team. But again, I don't think they make the playoffs, or I'm not so sure they make the playoffs, but 9 or 10 wins might not get it done. And last year, I put action on over 8.5 wins for the Steelers. I did win, and I'm going to ride that Tomlin streak again this year. And I strongly recommend you do the same. Now, if you're watching the premiere on Friday, you're in for a treat because I go live tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on a live stream. Anything goes. Now, I really hope to see you later tonight, but if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like the video, give me a thumbs up. This is some great content, and ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I come out with a new video. I really hope to see you later tonight.